Welcome to the purifyingly awesome walkthrough of me, DeoGenZ, my 100% run of Pokemon Coliseum. And we are another percentage closer to that goal, thanks to Slugma being de-shadowtized. It opened its heart, yay, and regained the move Sunny Day. Alright, we get some extra leverage there too. Alright, while we are here, I'm going to show you what the Time Flute was so fantastic for. You see, a thing about Shadow Pokemon that's annoying, especially if you don't want to work hard for them, is the fact that if you want them purified, you need their Shadow Bar to a certain diminished level. With Entei, which we just got, he's at full power, yet watch what happens. Celebi's purity in this relic forest enables you to heal shadows that haven't even been touched in opening their heart. So a fully stocked shadow that you freshly caught can be utilized immediately, and that's why the Time Flute is such a valuable item. So let's move on to what the main point of this episode is today, now that we've defeated Dacom and quickly purified his shadow legendary dog. Glad to get that over with, because like I said, I won't be using the legendaries for battle. And for a change of pace, we're going to do a normal battle speed, at least in the Coliseum. So, what's the goal for today? If we just took out a boss, and we just re-healed more shadows, what could we possibly be moving on towards? More shadow purification, people! Come on, get with the program. I want to test out my skills, or the usability, that is, of my fresh shadow team. I've never... Oh, wait a second, hold the phone! Hold the phone! I never tried these shadows out, because I never was given the chance, at least some of them, like Meditite and Swablu. But did you just see that? I didn't know that their levels elevated from the 30s drastically up to 50s. What the fuck is that all about? Oh, this is not going to end well for us. Even if it's a Teddy Ursa. Damn! The sheer difference in level is just too shocking for even my strongest purified pokes. Oh boy. Well, this will be a painful beating that hopefully ends quickly. And in the meantime, we'll try and purify a little bit, open the hearts as we can, in every inch of hyper mode that we get. Oh, brace yourself! Oh, we stand no chance. I didn't remember the Colosseum and Pyrite getting so ridiculously hard that fast. I thought it would stay at least in the higher 30s for a while so you could de-shadowtize your Pokemon. But now you see some of the barriers that are placed up in front of you in not having any wild pokes to experience grind or de-shadowtize on, as well as not having that many trainers to reverse. Luckily, Pyrite Town has some other options. I'm just hoping that those other options haven't also gotten stronger. There's that battle square that we came across when we first started playing Pokemon Coliseum, and I'm betting those trainers are still there, looking for a fight. So once we fail to win this battle, which I really don't see going our way, we'll move into that territory. But still, try as you may, because you never know when Hyper Mode will be activated, and every inch of Shadow Bar that we can diminish, the better. There we go, Hyper Mode, that's what we want. Get wrecked! Oh. And Thrash, too, I mean, that's a powerful move. Wow, somehow Dunsparce manages to hold on. And good, we've got a double Hyper Mode finish. Let's do it. Yeah, see, Swablu is just barely starting to break open the locks on its heart. Dunsparce is a bit better on, but it didn't look like he lost a whole heck of a lot there. Oof! It would be funny if his death sequence involved him flying back and drilling into the battlefield. I'm done! Going back to whence I came, into the crust of the earth. Then Swablu hits it. So, that's one obstacle. You can't spam battlers with shadow pokes. Because if we wanted to go on a lesser leveled Coliseum, the only other option we would have is Phoenix City. But I've mentioned on past episodes that Chi will not allow you to use your shadow pokes in such a pristine Coliseum. So we gotta take to street battling. What can I say? We're back to the super speed because you get the point of this episode. I'm showing you how difficult it really is to do what Nintendo intends for you to do and legitimately de-shadow-tize all of these that are tainted. Now, I don't know if Nintendo expects you to grind through all these battles as a means of healing your shadow Pokemon. I think that's the main method. Of course, there is to mention the daycare center and the perfumes once you get the cologne case that you could get all at Agate Village. But those are only for a select few pokes, and the only way that you can afford all the perfume is if you do battle a copious amount of trainers. So I understand the premise they're going for. It's Coliseum. They want you to engage in as many epic 3D battles as possible. But without this super speed, this takes over an hour to do. And it's not as though these battles are that exciting. It's me waiting for Hyper Mode to trigger, doing Shadow Rush in the meantime, and hoping that my Pokemon, in accordance with their recoil damage and the opponent's striking force, can hold on to de-shadow-tize a little bit. And if you want a quick reheal without having to go to that hotel that charges you every time, run right back here, dodge that trainer, because if you get in her line of sight, damn it, just like this one, then you're going to have to rematch them. So I guess that Mirror B's old building is still sort of viable for those trainers that decided not to up and leave. So if you wanted to not just verse Battle Square people, maybe get more, oh wow, more experience, but you know what? They're more experienced too. They're at level 41. I feel that we can pwn 2 bird brains at the 40s. We've got enough power to do that. But if he had more pokes, we'd be in some potential danger. So etch that. You know, I don't think this is a good area for you to go ahead and try and purify your Pokemon and open their hearts at, because they will be defeated far too fast for Hyper Mode to even activate. See, in this case, we need Hyper Mode. We need Hyper Mode's critical hitting damage just to get past this trainer. So, not a good idea, not a good tactic to keep coming back in here to reheal, unless you want to get progressively stronger quicker by fighting that level 40 guy. I guess that's an option. You know, if you really want to stick it out and grind with the harder levels, be my guest. But I find far too fast undefeated, and it doesn't give me any experience I need. And that's no good. So an alternative method, another free way that you can do it, takes a bit more time, but at least you won't be charged or battled on the way into the door, which ideally, when you're going through there, you're at a weaker state. You're looking to use the Pokemon healing machine. So why would you need to battle somebody at that? It's kind of a meh mechanic, which I wish they would allow you to circumvent by, I don't know, opening or hopping over the table, over to where the machine is. It's a short table. It's not like that building has the strictest of codes. Oh no, we can't have any people of shady dress or anyone hopping over an abandoned table just to use our healing machines. Nope, you have to go around every time and battle this guy. Annoying. But go to the chief police officer in Pyrite Town. He's near the beginning of the town when you first enter on the right side. Over by his desk, there's a PC that you could use to swap out your team members, and every time you place a party member in the box, they are automatically restored to full health. So that's helpful. But in the next segment of our adventures, we're going to need to find out what's going on in the desert. Now that you've gotten a taste of how difficult it is to traditionally do it the way that Nintendo intends by battle experience grinding, which probably won't be able to happen until long from now. Oh, hey, we got a Mirror B peon who was nabbed. Alright, so they're going to be squeezing the information out of him. I guess that email signifies to us, since these gates are up and we don't have a key. Go back to Pyrite Town. Perfect. And check out the Commissioner's office. So, in future episodes, now that you've gotten a taste of how banal that can be, battling at levels that you can't even face, I'll show you an episode of the most effective method. And it's an unfortunate method, too, because it's not very much playing the game, as it is an easy exploit to do with the toggle sticks. But you'll see what I mean in due time, and when you consider the alternatives, it actually saves you a heck lot of time, especially if you're wise about what you do while you're using the toggle stick exploit. If only we can get a rematch with those guys right here, right now. If only. Ah, you recognize my face. Yeah, I remember you. Trying to help out Mirror B and beat up on Silva. How dare you! You're free to go. No, they're not free, and don't worry, by opening the door, they won't run out. They'll just tell you about the under. Ah. And that's a vital piece of information. That key is not the key to that electric fencing that we saw. Trust me, I tried. So I think we're going to have to investigate this under of which she speaks. To access the under, the shady underground zone of shadow Pokemon people and general bad doers alike, best way to explain it, really, it's achieved by going into this building here. And facing a familiar annoyance. Yeah, too bad I got in your eyesight, and I'm never going to use the elevator. Ha ha ha. You don't know, but I got a key now. And it's funny how, in that cell, nobody helped each other. They're like, oh, the door's open. Alright, well, we're not going to run out. And, nah, you're stealing something from my comrade. What do I care? Couldn't be anything important. Here, let me just give you some vital information that accesses our secret base. I tell you about this shady underground. I don't know, maybe she's telling us about this as hopes that she set a trap. And when we get down there, we'll be fighting for our lives amongst an army of shadow Pokemon. I don't honestly know. I don't honestly know. All I remember from the under is that it had some of the best music in the entire soundtrack. So we will have to see what lies beneath the shady town of Pyrite, in the even darker depths of the under.